Okay, welcome to my totally messy house. Oh yeah, the door hides it all. Okay, I've got a broom here. I'm gonna take this stick out. So as far as the thoracic spine is the upper part of your back. A lot of us have quite a bit of lower back flexibility already to some degree. If you don't have lower back flexibility, then usually it's a hip issue, but it can be a back issue later in life. So for the thoracic spine, I'm just taking this off so you can kind of see a little bit better. Taking a broomstick like this and just trying to grab it shoulder width apart. It looks like it's about shoulder width. Coming up, bringing it back and really engaging and feeling those shoulder blades moving up and down, being mindful here to keep your ribs and hips kind of like checked in. So not allowing it to go into your lower back, but checking yourself and just having shoulders only. This one feels really good when you start adding a little bit of neck. It's a little bit harder to talk, but if you start adding your neck into it, elongating through your front, hands shoulder width apart, and pulling down as far as you can. This is active flexibility when your muscles are active. And so that's one with this. Another one is where you're coming up. Again, ribs and hips in check. Coming up as high as you can come. Doing some pulses and then holds. Pulses warm it up. Holds are where it really like kicks in. Then, hard to do in the doorway, but I have to grab it a little bit wider at this point in time. Coming up and back and forward. So this one, what we tend to do is bend an elbow to come down and bend an elbow to come up. You want to find a spot comfortable where you can come down and up without bending an elbow. And some people use a cloth or a rope or something soft, and that just allows you to kind of cheat. That's why I like a good old dollar store broomstick. Another one for up in this thoracic spine area. Oh, I'm just breaking the place. If I come over my opposite shoulder, I grab thumb up, palm away from me. Then I can come up a little higher and pull my arm. Again, not trying to bend in my body. This is all isolated in the shoulders and the upper back. This one is a passive stretch. They're all right. Warm up with active flexibility first. Obviously, do both sides. Yada, yada, yada. With passive stretches, if you're going to full range, it's better to go to like less than 60 seconds, 90 at most, unless you're going to like 75% stretch, then you can hold it for longer. If you're going to your full stretch, then you can go up to 90 seconds. I don't really recommend it. I like the active flexibility where it's all muscle versus passive flexibility where you're using tools to push and pull your body. And then my doorway stretch, real quick here. Just gonna prop you up. I wonder if you can see that. Okay, here's my doorway. So I've got my feet even on the floor. I've got my back, my lower back pressing into the doorway, and I have no wall behind me on either side. It's just like no wall coming out. So it's just the walls directly behind me. Feet are heels under my hips, back into the door, I'm going to elongate coming up through the front. And then bring my arms back as far as I possibly can. And continue to do some reps of this, working on that thoracic spine, shoulder flexibility. Okay, so now I'm up against my door. My hips are directly above my heels. I'm pushing my solar plexus, so right here under my bust, I'm pushing that in toward my doorway. This doorway is allowing me to keep my hips, my ribs in check, and that means that the movement is all in my shoulders. I'm going to lean back, engage my head, leaning back. Solar plexus are staying up against the door. In fact, it's almost as if they're moving up the doorway as well. Oh, here's what I was going to say. Back bend. I really don't like the terminology of back bend. I think that front stretch is more accurate because we're not actually trying to bend and pinch anything in our back. We're trying to keep our back neutral and stretch everything in the front. So if you can imagine that, stretching through the front and feeling the stretch in the front instead of feeling a pinch in the back, that's where you're going to be safe in all of your back bend, aka front stretches. Again, solar plexus on, leaning back. And my last tip is only go as far down as you can go up. So if I'm coming down here and I feel like I can't get up, then I want to come up right away. If I can go down lower, then I'm going to hang out here. As long as I feel like I can engage and come back up, then I'm safe. It's better to stretch consistently than to stretch like insanely and then not at all for a while. So good luck. Toothbrushes.